Hey everyone, it's me again. So I thought I would do a video in regards to an issue that people can run into, especially if you're a beginner, in regards to importing a model into Unreal Engine. And those issues could be simple things such as the smoothing groups are missing, or the model is lacking binormals or your normal tangents. So basically what that means is Unreal Engine doesn't know how to handle the lighting on your UVs, and that can usually occur when you're actually UVing or the 3D software exports it in a certain way and it just doesn't like it. So I'm going to show you how to fix that. But before I do that, I'm just going to quickly mention, you've probably noticed this little axis model that I've made here to the right. So basically Unreal Engine uses a Z up where this Y is here, okay? Where most 3D software uses Y up. This is a guide that I use to make sure that the models are facing the correct direction. And what I mean by that is it's facing forward, because what Unreal Engine does by default, without actually having to tick any boxes, is it converts Y to Z, because they know that most 3D software does that, okay? So I'm going to be including this access in a download eventually in the future in a community modular pack that I'm making. And what I mean by modular pack is it's not really so much something you use in Unreal Engine. It's going to be more of a sizing reference for you to use when making your own modular pieces, such as walls, floors, stairs, and stuff like that. These models will be absolutely bare bones, the minimum shape to get the shape that you need. So like a stair, so the stairs will match the Unreal mannequin in size. Same with this wall. Just picture this as a cube with no details. And what you do is you just pick the model that you want and you'll bring it into your own 3D software, and you can just detail it. You don't have to worry about doing all the correct sizings. You just know that you can just drag it in and off you go. So look forward to that in the future. So let's get started. So I'm going to basically get this ready to export out. So the first thing you want to do is, once you've done all your modeling and you've UV'd it, you want to make sure it's all facing the correct way and all the settings are correct. So first I'm going to show you how the issues, okay? So the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure your pivot point is centered. So to do that, you just go modify, center your pivot, and then you press D. It'll bring it into your pivot point edit mode, and then hold V. You can see how it changes here. And then you just want to grab this top one and drag it all the way to the bottom, all right? And if that doesn't work, while D is selected, you can also go up here. You can see that if yours isn't open, you just select this little arrow here and go 0, 0, 0, and it'll basically drop it in the center here. So we know that this is all correct, okay? So the next thing you want to do is you want to make sure after you've done that, you want to freeze the transforms. So freeze the transforms, yep, that's all good. Another thing that you could bump into is if you have a character, freezing the transforms might say no, it won't let you, so don't worry about that. The person doing the rigging should already have the character set up correctly. So the next thing you want to do is, after freezing the transforms, you want to delete the history, not for all, just the by type on the model you've selected, like so. So let's go back into that, edit, delete by type. Again, if you have a character and you're exporting it out, you don't want to do this one because it'll remove all the animation and bindings and everything. You want to do the non-deformer history. So I'm going to go do that here just as an example. So now this model's all clean and ready to go. So the last thing that we want to do is we want to make sure the normals are all good. So we want to go, yep, set vertex normal and set to face. If yours has any smoothing or hardening, also apply that, okay? Now we want to export the model out. So we're going to export this out with the bare minimum settings. So like nothing's changed here. So this is the bare minimum. And we're going to export this out to a location. Whoa. Going to export that out. Now we're going to jump into Unreal Engine and import that exact model. So I'm going to import this in. Oh, yep, sorry, my bad. There we go. So I'm not going to touch anything. I'm going to reset all this to default, okay? I'm just going to import. So now it's going to throw up some errors. So here's the first one. No smoothing group information was found. And the tangent degenerate's missing on the base, so the shading will be wrong, and there's going to be no binormals which can also create issues with the lighting. So we're going to fix that. But before we fix that, you probably noticed that the model's in the correct direction. And that's because I was facing Z, this Z direction with this axis here. And that's all I had to worry about in regards to direction. So that's that. So we're just going to quickly delete this and go back into Unreal Engine. Let's close that. And we're going to fix those issues. So I'm going to go back to the model. I'm going to go back to export. Select the file type you want to export as again. I just re-click the previous FBX and it'll override it. So you'll see this menu here when exporting. I don't know if you can see that's big enough. You want to select geometry. You can see a setting here for smoothing groups. So this one will fix that first issue by exporting the smoothing groups, and that's what we were doing up here with the mesh display in regards to softening and hardening. So that's going to export that out. And then your tangents and binormals, and those are it's basically the information from my telling Unreal what it's doing with its tangent and binormals, okay? So we want to export that out after clicking these two, okay? So it's export, yep, I want to replace that. Let's just quickly minimize this and open Unreal Engine back up. Now we want to right click and import again. Find the file that we want, go open. Now we want to change some things here. So the first thing you want to do is you just want to go through here and just have a look. Drop down menus if they're not. So, but we're just going to close everything just so you can kind of figure out what I'm doing as well. So I'm going to open up advanced and have a look. You can see that the normal import method here, you want to change that to import normals and tangents. That'll bring that Maya information that we wanted before. And then by default, this is the convert scene tick. We want to keep that as true. So basically what that is doing is fixing that Y up issue in most 3D software. This is default, so you can just ignore that. And because we've used the front axis Y, well, not used it, but basically we modeled Z here as front while doing the models in our 3D software. This eliminates us having to tick any of these extra boxes, so it's basically just a clean import. So we're just going to import, and as you can see, there's no errors. And bring that in, and yeah, everything's working. The model knows what to do in regards to the asset. Yeah, and that's it. Hopefully this video was helpful. If you have any questions, just leave a comment in the video, and I'll have some more information for you guys in the future in regards to the modular pack I'm making. So yeah, have a good one, guys. See ya.